O'clock. We are going to get started. So if you have some comments, some questions, anything like that, please go ahead and put it down in the comment section below, if you would, and I would be happy to. I'll be happy to answer those as we get going. Also, what do you like best? So how's the challenge going for you? That's kind of my very first question, is how is everything going? We started on Saturday. I know my first time in the challenge, I was like, what's this nutrition thing? And how much do I have to exercise? And oh my goodness, I'm recording a reflection that goes into the news feed. So there was a little bit of I guess beginners lack of knowledge as to what was going on or what was important. So if you've got some questions, put your questions down below. I will answer your questions. Oops, sorry, I dropped my notes. Those I have to pick up. Okay. What do you like so far? What are you struggling with? Put those down. Put something like that down in the notes below so I know that it's working. Okay. Where are all the details on the stretching and exercise, or just as easy as it says, 10 minutes? My choice. Great question, Chris. All of the above. Okay, so what you want to do, and I will put a link down here later. I will also put a link in the news feed this evening because that may be easier for you to get to because everybody will be recording their scores this evening. There's the Whole Life Challenge library. Inside the Whole Life Challenge library, there are how to set up an exercise program. There's ebooks. There are videos. There are some really good videos of working out for 10 minutes at home. There's also an awesome stretching and mobility program. If you don't have something you already do, I highly recommend that one. That's really good and very, very simple. However, when it comes to exercise, the Whole Life Challenge requirement is 10 minutes, your choice. Here's what it needs to be: a stretch. Something you're not already doing. If you already walk for 20 minutes a night, that's not necessarily, to me, that's not necessarily your exercise. What's going to challenge you? Can you add 10 minutes to that challenge? Also, on the Facebook page, you'll notice that I have been, if you take a look and scroll down below, I have been posting some of my favorite 10-minute workout videos. One of my favorite websites that I go to is fitnessblender.com. Fitness Blender has a bunch of free videos. You can pick them out by what body parts you want to work, how long you want to work out, that type of thing. And so I've been posting some of the 10-minute workout videos. A couple days ago, I posted the squat challenge, which is 10 minutes long, 100 squats, guaranteed to make your legs burn. So those are some of the resources for you, but essentially, yes, it's your choice. Just make sure that it is something that challenges you. If I answered that question, can you give me a little thumbs up or give me a yes? And if we have more questions, make sure you go ahead and you put it down in the notes below. One of the things that I wanted to cover is, since we are all starting off, is it's just getting into the challenge. It's just planning for the challenge. So previous to this, at 6 o'clock every week, I do a live show, and I covered in detail things to do in the challenge to get yourself ready. And it all involved around planning, because I have to tell you, I think planning is kind of one of the biggest things that will help you inside of the challenge. So here's what I'd encourage you to do. Short version. You can go back and look at the whole version. I'm going to post it on the website, and I'm going to send you a link. But here's the Cliff's Notes of that particular thing. Number one, in this challenge, what's the most important thing to you? Is, you know, look at all these 7 points. nutrition, hydration. Which one is lacking in your life? Make that your first priority, the next one your next priority, so on, so forth, all the way down the list. So you really understand what it is that you're focused on. And then my recommendation is on a weekly basis, so Sunday night, sit down and in your schedule, plan how you're going to fit that portion of the challenge into your weekly schedule. I suggest that you anchor it to another behavior. And so what I mean by anchor is, as an example, I needed to add stretching. The Whole Life Challenge, I needed to add stretching the last time I took it to my repertoire, and I anchored it to taking a bath. I take a bath every single night when I get home from skiing because I'm very cold, and I started my stretching process in the bathtub and then continued it after getting out of the bathtub. So I anchored it to an old behavior. I anchored the new behavior to an old behavior, so I was able to do it because it was only 10 minutes. Here's the other thing I want to say about those two portions of the challenge. The 10 minutes on your exercise or on your mobility. You don't have to do 10 minutes at a time. 5 minutes at a time is fine. If you're working at home, go climb the stairs, up and down the stairs in your apartment. If you're doing a lot of traveling, maybe it's walking at a quick pace in the airport, that type of thing. So you can add that. But by looking at your schedule the week before and seeing where everything is, you will have a chance to put some ideas and thoughts into place on how to get to your number one goal. So that is a big one. Any other questions coming up? So I got just a couple of more things. Just where you're getting extra support from me would be inside of the newsfeed. So the newsfeed is in the weight loss challenge. When you post your reflection at the end of the day, that gets posted to the newsfeed. And I am doing pin posts as well as daily posts in there. So I'm trying to put that information right there, front and center, so that you have the ability to see it. Don't forget, this Facebook page also has some additional, there are certain things that are harder to put into that Whole Life Challenge newsfeed, like the Fitness Blender videos and some additional resources. So you can always check this Facebook page. And certainly, if you're in need of some ideas that say, hey, CJ, send me some 10-minute workout videos, let me know. I'll send you some 10-minute workout videos. So email me, text me, that sort of thing. That will help. But also then this show, coming here and getting all of your questions answered, is one more resource for you. See? Okay. Any other? I'm not seeing any questions pop up, but sometimes that just means my technology is not working. Okay. Can somebody, I know Chris is on, and I know somebody else is on, but I'm not seeing who. I'm just going to check to see there are any more questions. Okay. Just a couple more things. The Wellbeing Challenge. Are you enjoying this week's Wellbeing Challenge? And if you haven't logged in yet, or you're not seeing it, you may not know what it is. It's asking you to write down at the beginning of the day what would make today successful. I think it's an interesting challenge. It's getting me focused on, for me, it's actually small things. And I tend to be focused on bigger things and projects and what portion of this project I need to get done. And this has really made me take it back and focus on really small things. Yesterday, I wrote down that to make the day successful would be that I would complete 2 hop turns. That's a skiing move. 2 complete hop turns. And you know what? I actually ended up doing about 10 complete hop turns. So to me, that made my day successful. So it can be very, very small or very, very big. One other thing is we are playing for a prize this week. Like I said, it wouldn't be a challenge without some prizes. So we are definitely playing for a prize. If you've been recording your score for 7 days, you are going to get your name in a raffle for a bottle of New Skin Enhancer. I'm going to announce that next Tuesday. I'll do the raffle actually on this show. And at the end of the week, the challenge is going to change. So we will have another challenge, and unfortunately I meant to bring it with me and tell you what it's going to be, but look in the news feed. That's where I will post it. What is kombucha? It is so funny, Sue, that you asked about kombucha. I just had one for dinner. So kombucha is essentially a fermented tea. It's supposed to have probiotics in it, things that are good for the bacterial gut. Now, some kombuchas have alcohol. There tends to be a little bit of alcohol in kombuchas. Some kombuchas have a greater alcohol content than others. So I would definitely look for that. And normally it's listed on the bottle because of the alcohol content. There are certain kombuchas that you have to be over 21 to purchase. So take a look for that on the bottle. My favorite, and so they're fermented. They are have probiotic properties. They're generally pretty bubbly tasting, so they're carbonated as well because of that fermentation process. Some people have compared it to like a little beer tasting. I don't have the beer taste, but I think maybe the consistency of the taste in terms of the bubbles. I don't know if somebody else can also yes, I do believe Bai would be a compliant drink. Look back. Now, part of that may depend on the program that you're on. Most of them don't have a lot of additional sugars, but like anything healthy for you, we tend to make, oh my goodness, we tend to make healthy foods really bad. So I would read the label on that, Sue. And if you're not sure, send it to me. Take a picture of the label and you can text me. You've got my phone number. Text me a picture or email it to me, whatever is most convenient. You're doing the Kickstart. Okay, cool. And I don't have the Kickstart in front of me. Hey, John, can you bring me the Kickstart on the table? Sorry, that's what you get from when you're working from a home office. I don't think you heard me. I believe, yes, that it is compliant, but I tell you what I'm going to do, Sue. I will take a look at the Kickstart, and I'll see if I can pull up the nutritional value on the buy. I like kombucha. I generally have 1 or 2 kombuchas a week. One of my favorites is Trilogy. I like the Synergy blend of Trilogy, and there are some others that I really like. I like lavender in the kombucha. So lavender, one of the things about lavender has some it's kind of like the Swiss Army knife of essential oils is lavender. So you see lavender in a lot of stuff, a lot of relaxation products. I have some great essential oils that I put into the bath, but lavender inside of kombucha is also very settling to my stomach. So that's another one. Okay. How about any more questions? Ooh, sometimes I just lose that. Oh, where do I find kombucha? You know what? Here, my grocery store has kombucha. So I just have a Rayleigh's. It's in, and normally it's like in the health drink aisle. So you're not going to find it over by the sodas. You're going to find it maybe where you see coconut waters. I don't know if it's big by you where you live. Yerba mate is real big by here. Yerba mate is a South American drink. And a lot of the Argentinians that I work with, in skiing, they drink homemade yerba mate. Some of that it's as much social as anything else. It's a communally shared tea. So you might find it in that section as well. But generally, it's different from the soda sections, and you can usually find it at grocery stores. Certainly, stores like Whole Foods, Sprouts, any nutritional stores, but it's pretty common. And I would tell you this, if you have not tried kombucha, try a couple of different brands of kombucha. Every brand has their own fermentation process. Some brands are real fizzy and maybe tend to have a little bit more sweetness. Other brands, not so much fizz. Some kombuchas, the JT's brand, that's a real popular kombucha, at least out here. JT's brand includes, some of them have chia seeds in them. So chia seeds, when you soak them, they do have protein in them. They're good for you. When you soak them, they get gelatinous. One of the things that kombucha does for me is I will tend to have that kombucha prior to a meal. I'm a little hungry, I want to take the edge off, and I don't want to eat some extra calories. So that kombucha is really good before a meal. Cool. All right, I'm just checking again to see if we've got more questions. Oh, and by the way, Sue, on the kombucha, I haven't tried this yet, but Groupon, if you're familiar with Groupon had a kombucha starter set, because one of the things about kombucha is it's kind of expensive. It's around, for about a 20-ounce bottle, depending upon the type, it's around $3.50 a bottle. The Groupon had a starter set so you could make your own kombucha. Now, I haven't tried it. I've seriously been considering just because of the price. But if you're kind of into that and you want to make your own, in fact, some of the better ones that I've tasted, there are different places, different restaurants here that are brewing their own kombuchas. I have to say those are some of the tastiest ones. And again, I think that's just small manufacturing versus larger manufacturing. Okay. So we got people on it recording for 7 days. It looks like we're getting, I don't want to stretch out your time if you don't have any questions. And you can certainly drop off any point in time. Next week, I am going to get in my 6 o'clock show and my 6 o'clock live show. I'm going to talk a little bit more about changing nutritional habits. So if your main focus or one of your main focuses in taking the challenge was cleaning up some of your eating, please stay tuned to that nutritional part of the show. I think that will be really helpful for you. Please also continue to share inside of the newsfeed. I get a lot from your insights, and hopefully we turn around and we share some of those things. I know a few of you are struggling. We've got somebody who's struggling with sugar. In fact, she called me today and she said, "Oh my God, I want to kill somebody. I feel, and she said, I know it's the sugar, and that is sugar withdrawals. But what staying away from sugar has done for her is she's reading a lot of labels. And if you read labels, man, there's a lot of sugar inside of our processed foods. Another tip, and I think, I know Chris travels a lot, and anyone who's traveling a lot or has a busy, hectic schedule, which of course is none of us, right? Nobody has a busy, hectic schedule. A good way to get nutrition is to buy a box, like a HelloFresh, or there's a bunch of different ones. Chris, I know that you do these. Who do you use for your boxes? Because Chris doesn't do a whole lot of cooking, so they're pretty simple, they're pretty easy to make, and I know that they're quite healthy. So Chris, if you won't mind putting down in the comment section below who you use, because I know that you like them. So to use a box once in a while is a great option as well. I posted a blog link, if you're looking at that nutrition side, from MyFitnessPal on how to plan for meals for the week. That I think you will find very useful too. So let's see. I'm going to just give it another moment or so. Fit Fresh. Okay, so all local, does that mean, so she uses Fit Fresh and she says all local, pre-made, wonderful. Is Fit Fresh only available in Chris is in Madison, Wisconsin. Is it only available in the Madison area, Chris? Not a box, pre-made. Ah, okay. So it is something that is local. Great idea. So there are other things. I know here, we've got a couple people who are here in Reno. It's, there's a culinary kitchen down there that does the same thing. I'm not thinking, I can see the billboard, it's right off the freeway, but I can't think of the name. I will post it in the information down below. So that's another thing, is if you don't want to do the Fit and Fresh box, there's a multitude of them out there. And also, I'm going to tell you, there are some discounts if you choose to do that, like on a Groupon. I think you get the first month is about half price, so that might be something that fits into that nutrition side for you. But if not, you can also check to see if it's local. And she said, yes, Madison and Milwaukee, because I think we've got some players over in Milwaukee as well. So cool. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that information. And I know that's one of the things that keeps her nutrition on the healthy side. All right. Can you, if you are still on this broadcast, do me a favor. If you've got all your questions answered, give me a little thumbs up. And if we do, I'm just kind of waiting. Just give me a little thumbs up so that I know you got your questions answered, because I don't want to keep you. I know that everybody here is really busy, and you can certainly drop off anytime you want. Hi, Chris Lavery. How are you? All right, Chris is good. Chris Lavery jumped on. You got all those babies. Chris, we're doing a whole life challenge. So we're working on getting fit, and it's a great program. We're having a lot of fun with it. I'm sure you do a lot of running around. Chris has a son and twins. So I know you do a lot of running around after those kids. So exercise for you is probably not an issue. Definitely getting some. All right. And Sue, did you get all your questions answered? Give me a little thumbs up. Cool. All right. So I think everyone has their questions answered this evening. If not, remember, you can reach me in the Whole Life Challenge newsfeed anytime here on the Age Well with CJ Facebook page. You can email me, call me, text me, here to answer your questions and make this transition easier. Remember this, you're doing better than you were yesterday because you're trying to make some change and you're trying to get a little bit healthier. And that's really important. Most people will never try to make the change. So take this, go like this. Everybody, reach your hand out in front of you. Come on. Is it there? I can't see you, but you can see me. Reach it out in front of you. Lift it over. Give yourself a little pat on the back and say, hey, I may not be perfect, but I am making progress towards my health and fitness goals. You know how to reach me, and we'll see you back here next week, 7 p.m. If you want the additional nutritional information, tune in at 6. But otherwise, I'll see you back here to answer any questions you have at 7 p.m. next Tuesday evening. Bye.